What's up, y'all? I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people playing a game and just reading some Reddit stories, and that sounds like kind of a good time because it's a good time to listen to it and watch it as well. So, yeah, I got some Reddit stories here for you to listen to. This is from r/confessions, and it's called "Sometimes I Come Home from Work After 2 hours after clocking in." They wrote that kind of weird, but that sounds really funny. I'm extremely efficient at my job. It takes me about 2 hours to complete all my tasks. I usually use the extra free time at work to study or play video games, but sometimes I'll go home until 30 minutes before my shift ends, and then I go back to clock out. I work alone. I see my boss maybe once every 4 months when she brings supplies. No one checks the cameras. The camera's footage is deleted every 3 days due to storage limitations, and I live close enough that me going out for McDonald's would be reasonable. It would be a reasonable excuse if anyone unexpectedly showed up and was wondering where I am, unless they were there for work hours without calling me, which wouldn't make sense since they need me to enter the building. I have the only set of keys, lol. God damn. Honestly, that's sick. If you can just get away with that and like get your work done, I mean, who cares? It's probably a really easy way to get fired, and you have to hold that lie for such a long time. Like, I feel bad when I accidentally, like clock out a little late, or not clock out, like clock out a little late at my job, like on accident, and that's like not even a matter of a minute, and I get paid by the minute, so it wouldn't matter. But it's like, damn, should I adjust it or whatever? But getting like 2 hours of paid just nothing of being home, it sounds like he's doing nothing either way, so it's honestly kind of fair. That's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like kind of an awesome gig, and I don't know. I don't even blame this guy. Here are some of the top comments, or at least comments that I think are good, good points that commenters have brought up. This one seems like a cushy gig. Don't mess it up. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Given that they posted it on Reddit, they must have some confidence in their privacy and security. But yeah, I'd say that's probably some of the best advice that I could think of is definitely don't lose it if you can just do this and then make your wage. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I think that's kind of shitty, but kind of sick if you can get away with that, God damn, I don't know how to fucking drive. I'm just voiceovering this footage. I don't remember any of this. I fucking suck at driving. But yeah, all in all, got some more comments here, but definitely would not try to, mess anything up too much and then draw attention to yourself and get fired from a job where you can just get away with this. Another comment. I used to have a job where my manager told me that he didn't care about how many hours I worked as long as I met two criteria. 1, I got all my work done. 2, no one else complained to him about my hours. I would generally get my work done in about half the time it took anyone else to do it, and he knew that. I would also generally hang around the office and help others out when I could so that no one else had a reason to complain. That's very nice. Some days I would come in 30 to 45 minutes late or leave 30 to 45 minutes early, but no one ever complained and everyone was happy. I stayed at the job for 17 years. That's fucking sick, dude. That is a dream job. If that's like consistent pay, set hours or whatever, I guess other than what he's not going in for, but that's like, man, that is one of those jobs that's just like, yeah, I've been at this, like somebody asks you what you're doing, or you ask somebody what they're doing, and you realize that they're in a job that's in a way much better position than whatever that you've been in for the last couple of years. It's like, goddamn, whatever I do is shitty compared to that just because, like, I don't know. Goddamn, I really do suck at driving. What the fuck? But, yeah, that's like a job that you ask somebody about and then you're envious as fuck because it's like you just get to, like, kind of go into work whenever you feel like it. Like, oh, God damn, that sounds very nice. And you're getting work done, so you got to feel like super accomplished. You're helping people and whatnot. You're getting your shit done. It's kind of fucking awesome. I wonder what these people do. I can't think of like what this would apply to because I don't know very many jobs. I don't really know anything, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting to hear about. what people get away with. I was I looked up some, what are some good subreddits to read stories from, and one in this comment section was called British Problems, and I sorted by the top of all time, and this post doesn't even have a story. It's literally just the whole title is a story, and I'm gonna say it in my best accent. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Riding around on your loud bikes all night, going up and down the same streets for hours on end, is the coolest fucking thing ever. You legend, you king. All women want you. All men want to be you. I am not worthy to breathe the same air as you. You fucking cunt. It appears that problem is, I guess, national. Loud ass fucking bikes. Middle of the night. Goddamn. Stuff like that just transcends any accent in any country. There's always going to be some fucking guy on the most absurdly loud vehicle that you've ever heard just going up and down the streets all night. And you don't really want to do anything about it, because it's just like, God damn, that sucks. It's like a thunderstorm. It's like, fuck, it's loud as shit. I can't do anything about that. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Here's another one that's just the title and not even like any subtitle with a story. What a fucking amazing train service our fucking train companies provide. We aren't stopping at your station today, and we're going to wait until you're on the train to fucking tell you. Well worth 3% extra, you fucking fuckers. British people are kind of funny when they're complaining about like an American issue. I guess an American issue in Britain anyways. Fuck. This subreddit's very funny. Being a woman and being told that swearing isn't attractive or ladylike. After careful consideration of your opinion, I've come to the conclusion that you can go fuck yourself, cunt. This is like something that you'd see on the back of some biker lady's shirt. That's what I think, but this top comment on it is very funny. My wife, I haven't even read the whole thing. My wife called me a cuntoid the other day for putting too much cheese on a garlic baguette I was making. Apparently she'd asked me not to, and I hadn't listened. I had never heard the word cuntoid before, and I laughed my ass off. Edit, okay, I laughed my arse off. Forgot where I was. This motherfucker's lying. He's American. This is another one that's just the title. I think that I'll relate to this a lot. It's been about 3 weeks since I asked some teenagers on the bus to turn their phones down, and the adrenaline rush still hasn't subsided. That's really funny. Anytime I have to have any sort of confrontation with anybody at my job that I have to instigate, it is the scariest shit ever, because you have to like walk up to them and say something. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not going to do that. That's horrifying. I had to. There's this fucking kid that used to fuck with me at work. He doesn't work there anymore, but he used to fuck with me and my buddy at work all the time. And we would ask management about it, and they'd be like, "Okay, if it happens again, just tell us." So one day, I walked up to the guy and I was like, "Dude, do you not like me or something?" And I was fucking shitting bricks, and my brain basically shut off at that point. I just kept staring at him, and he was like, I don't think you realize that I'm like joking a lot of the time." And I was like, "Oh, okay." The reason I asked him that was because he flipped out on me and he called me a bitch, and then he made fun of my position at the job that we had, because he was like, "Shut up, you fucking do this for a living?" And I was like, oh my gosh, did I strike a nerve? But he only got mad at me because they were blowing up like helium balloons or something like that, and they sound funny, and somebody was like, "Man, you sound stupid," and I was like, I mean, is that any different than normal? And he just fucking lit up on me and called me a bitch. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you fine? Like, are you okay? And I found with stuff like that, if you know that they're just being dumb and annoying and wrong, you can kind of just like fuck with them back, and it's like big whoop. Because there's this time, I can't even remember what he was saying to me, but I was pissed off at him, and I had to walk by him, and he was saying stuff to me, and each time he said something, I just went, huh? And he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I said whatever else. And I was like, huh? And every time I get it, he kept getting madder and madder. He's like, all right, dude, now this is getting stupid. You're like actually being dumb. And I was like, huh? And it's like, you keep talking, bro. If you keep talking, I'm going to keep saying, because you're fueling me with ammunition. You're saying one thing again and again. And I keep saying, huh? And you like, it's like, what do you expect? I'm not just going to answer your question. I don't care what you're saying. Anyway, apparently British teenagers are just as bad as American teenagers. And I'm just as bad as this poster because I can't fucking confront anybody for shit. Somebody could come over to my house and take my cat from me and rip his head off right in front of me. And I'd be like, are you, oh, shit. And I'd probably just like get scared and run away. That shit's hard. I don't know how I'm supposed to, like, you know what I mean? It's impossible to confront people sometimes because you have to, like, if you have to instigate it, like if somebody comes up to you and they're just blatantly like being fucking annoying and it's like, all right, just fuck off. Like, fuck off. Who cares? I actually told that guy to fuck off one time because he asked me for help. And he was like, never mind. And then he got all sad about it. And I was like, do you really need help? And he was like, no, never mind. And I feel a little bad about that. But a lot of the times that's pretty much okay because they're just, you know, if they suck, you can just kind of be like, yeah, fuck you. But if something happens and you can't do anything about it in the moment and then you have to go up to them and do something about it, holy shit. I could never be a cop. Everybody's running red lights in my town. Holy shit. That stuff is too fucking scary. And apparently it's just as scary for this random guy named Dennis in somewhere in the UK. So yeah, here's another one. Found one on the Am I the Asshole subreddit, which is a very popular one. And it's called, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Wife That Being a Som to Teens Isn't a Full-Time Job? I had to look up what a Som is, S-A-H-M. It just means like a full-time mom. So like they're, you know, saying that being a full-time mom to teenagers isn't a job. My wife, 37 female, and I, 37 male, have been married for 15 years. We have 2 kids who are now 14 and 12. The eldest isn't mine. Both in school from 7:30 to 3 p.m. The bus picks them up from the front of our house and drops them off. Sometimes they'll have after-school activities and stay until 5 p.m., and I'll go back to pick them up after I get out of work on those days. They're becoming more independent now, and I had a discussion with my wife about how she could get a job, parentheses, she's never had one besides being a Som, end parentheses, now that the kids are older and I'm retiring from my 20-year military career and could stay home and be Assad now. Oh, stay at home mom and stay at home dad. Okay. Now I understand. It's an abbreviation. It's not like a cultural term. I'm a piece of shit. I totally thought that was like something that, I don't know. I thought that was maybe another language. I feel like such an idiot. Oh my God. That's really funny. I've tried reading this paragraph like 5 times now, and I keep fucking up every word because the commas are weird and I don't know. I just can't read it very well. So this is my best shot. All right. She doesn't enjoy cooking or cleaning. So I figured it'd be best if I step into those roles so we can eat less takeout and a more healthy diet. The kids eat breakfast and lunch at school, and when they go to school, she typically goes to the gym, yoga, then goes for coffee, browses social media, then shopping or window shopping, or goes and does her hair, nails, eyebrows, eyelashes, makeup, etc., then comes home to cook dinner. I brought it up as gently as I could, but she still called me ungrateful and accused me of not appreciating all the hard work she does in the house. Now there's tension, and she's acting cold toward me. Am I the asshole? I don't really think so. You did a 20-year military career and your wife has been home with your kids for well over a decade. I don't think it's nuts to not even just swap roles, but just, you know, you are going to be retired now, so you get to sort of live more of a lavish, you know, not working life. And then I think it wouldn't be crazy if she did get a job, considering she hasn't had one for the longest time. And, you know, if she's an adult, she should be capable of that. I don't think he's ungrateful. I think maybe, I don't know. I think maybe they shouldn't plan to dwell completely on her having a job of some kind that's bringing in some money. I don't think that they should completely dwell on that. I'm not saying that that's what their plan would be, but maybe she would feel better if that was specified that, like, hey, I have this retirement. If you would get a job, maybe even just a part-time job, you know, I don't know. I don't really know what their lifestyle is, but maybe even just a part-time job just to get, you know, some more finances, maybe get some spending money just to kind of help out now that I can be home after working in the military for 20 fucking years. I think that would be kind of a fair sort of deal. I don't think that he should push her into becoming, going to like school and trying to train to have some crazy job or anything. But I don't think it's crazy for her to just get like, even just like a retail job or something, just something where she can spend her days anywhere. Sorry if the mic keeps getting randomly quiet. I keep gesturing with the hand to myself with the hand that I'm holding the mic with. So I keep pointing it away from my mouth. So sorry if it sounds uneven. And I also keep kind of yelling into it a little bit. But anyways, I think that, for the most part, it would be pretty fair, all things considered, his 20 years of military service and, even picking up the kids from school when they needed it and her not doing that. I think that's kind of lame. I think considering all of that, he's definitely not ungrateful asking her to step up a little bit and get some more cash money, cheddar money cash for this guy's, post-retirement life with them and their kids. And 20 years at like anything is nuts. Like, I've been at my job for like around 2.5 years, and I feel like every once in a while I get like a nostalgic feeling of what it was like when I first started working there. And I'm like, man, if I'm feeling any sort of inkling of nostalgia from this job that I've been at for 2 years, then what are the people that have been there for like 20 plus years feeling, So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this guy does it. That's pretty nuts. Being at a job, any sort of job for 20 years, not to mention probably a very difficult military job, is crazy. Probably having to deal with a lot of stress in whatever position of, whatever he had to do. And I think that it's not ungrateful to gently bring up to your spouse once you've retired to be like, hey, maybe you could sort of fill that void of income a little bit, because I'm sure he gets retirement. He said he retired and everything, so they're getting some income. I'm pretty sure is how that works. But that's obviously not going to keep them going forever. Even if he gets it forever, it might not be the finances that they're looking for the next couple of years of, their children going through high school and stuff like that. So they might just need more, just a little more. And I think that, his 20 years definitely warrants him gently asking her to be like working a little bit in some part-time job. But that's just me. Jobs suck. And I personally don't think I'd want to be a stay-at-home mom, as we've just learned. I don't think I'd want to do that because, I mean, as the guy described, you're gone, or your kids are gone all day anyways. So you're just kind of, you're staying at home and then you're doing nothing, and then that's probably rude to say. It's probably not completely nothing. I'm sure she's doing some stuff, and then you're just kind of going out and having like fun, like going to yoga and getting your nails done and whatnot. I feel like eventually even that would get old. Like I don't know how you're a stay-at-home mom for so long, and maybe she sees it as hard work, but yeah, I don't know about that one. I think part-time job might be the way to go. But obviously, he should still show gratefulness for the time that she is there. And I feel like he is, given how, he said that he brought it up to her gently. It seems like it's a good relationship. So, yeah, I think it would be a good idea for her to try to get a job. But for him to, make her still feel seen in, what she's put towards their children and the relationship and whatnot. But that's just me. I've been doing this for too long, and I got to go to bed because I didn't realize how late it got. So, yeah, that sounds good. That's the end of the stories. If you got any stories for me, feel free to talk about them. My fucking cat's pulling on the cord. I apologize. I got angry there for a second. My cat really likes to tug on cords. As I was saying, if you would like to share some stories in the comments or whatever, that would be great, and I will read them if I do another one of these. But yeah, and if you have any recommendations for some subreddits or just stories that you found online that you want my opinion on, I'll also read those. But that's about it. See ya.